What's going on, guys? Welcome back. More commentary for you tonight. Do me a favor, like button, subscribe button, criticism in the comment section, Twitter, Shutdown Safety is my username. Just did a video, talked about the Montana 16 promotion with Brad Smith's number 48 ARCA car in Talladega last week. Do me a favor, go down in the description, click the link and check that out. Now let me also say there's very few things in this community that force me to stop almost anything I'm doing and create a video, but this was one of those times. Now whoever found this, whether it was Geddon, Sackmaster 101, I owe them the credit for it, but I also don't know if I would want to thank anyone for exposing this to me. So to be transparent, as many of you should know, I'm not a big Ultimate Team fan for reasons I've discussed in prior videos and probably will divulge into here. I'm not sure how accurate the Madden UltimateTeamHead.com is, but I have no reason not to trust it. If you do, leave me something down in the description and I'll be sure to take a look at it. And it's also ironic timing with Joe Montana 16 releasing, Tim Tebow, a recently signed Eagle. Someone chose to compare these two. And finally, I'm also aware, yes, Madden Ultimate Team takes the prime of a player into consideration when creating these cards. Regardless, the inaccuracies and sheer ridiculousness of what we're about to discuss should speak for itself. And there's no iteration other than pure fiction, which really shouldn't be in a simulation football game that Madden touts itself as, that this would be acceptable. So in Madden Ultimate Team, Joe Montana, Tim Tebow are both a 97 overall. Now Tebow's card has a current higher value right now, which for a number of reasons I can see and understand. Simply put, set the legacies aside, Tebow's media attention has made him kind of a hot commodity. So for the short term, I think that will sell. And obviously we're never going to see these two face off, but I think that's what makes it harder to put this into perspective. It's a 1 to 100 scale here, so the weight of the numbers is heavy. And unfortunately, I think part of the discussion here is how heavy that is or is not in the actual game when that's being played. So first and foremost, Tim Tebow, 15 faster than Montana. Montana's actually 76, which is higher than average for a quarterback, so I understand what they're getting at here, but the strength, I guess, is where we start to see some issues. 93 seems extremely high for Tebow. 53 kind of seems very low for Montana, and it's hard for a quarterback to show his strength. You know, keep in mind throwing power is a separate attribute here. So I guess, you know, you may have to give Tebow the edge simply because he exposed himself to more hits than Montana did. But you're already starting to see some of the selectiveness and the flaws that hinder this process. And I'll spare you some of these and you can look at them for yourself. But the things that really stood out to me, Tim Tebow, 2 higher awareness than Joe Montana. Had 9 more throwing power, which really only meant that Tebow hit the cap at 99 or the cap at 100, however you want to play that card. But in the same breath, let's also understand that Montana was 95 or higher overall in accuracies across the board. And Tebow trailed by 11 in all of the deep accuracy where he gave up 5. And this shows the small windows that are being worked in here. But for a quarterback to collectively be behind 37 out of a possible 400 in accuracy, which is critical for a quarterback to be successful in the NFL, I think shows the larger issue. Maybe even more so the fact that Tebow was more than likely a better pure athlete, but not a better quarterback. And we see here Madden really struggles to quantify that with all these numbers. I think that's the core problem. So, you know, you can run through the other stats if you'd like. You can pick apart the play action, but at the end of the day, this is a Madden discussion. Madden is an NFL-based game. So let's see this for what it is. Joe Montana has 256 more touchdowns and over 38,000 more throwing yards. If it's even possible to say this, you know, set aside the Hall of Fame, the 4 Super Bowls, the MVPs, Tim Tebow is going into his 6th season, not even projected a starter. He hasn't played since 2012. He's got 1 playoff win to his credit, and he spent 2 years out of football. Yet we're going to have a conversation that Madden sees them near equal. Love to know your opinions on it. Appreciate you checking it out. Back tomorrow with more content.